us win. Please, God. Please don't let me suffer today, God. Please. Please, God, don't let me suffer today. Ah!
I couldn't. I didn't even mute myself. Where do we go from here, man? Where do we go from here? Not good enough, man. Not good enough. Welcome back, everyone, to the True City Fan TV. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you drop the like, subscribe, all them things. Yeah. Last night we've witnessed another shambolic performance, another embarrassing result, which, let's face it, could have been more. Just like the United game, it should have been more than 3, if we are completely honest. But yeah, don't know. I don't know. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you drop your comments in the comment section. I'm gonna read all your thoughts. I want to know, just basically know what you guys think of the current situation right now. Yeah, another defeat, man. Another defeat. I think on the therapy session yesterday before the game, I said I was a bit concerned. I said that it's going to be a very difficult game, and if you guys remember, I said that they will watch what Man United did, and that they'll do exactly the same, and we're going to have no answer, which happened. We can go and talk about the individual performance, and we can stay here the entire the entire afternoon. We can stay here the whole day just talking about individual performance, but this is more a collective issue, and I don't mean just the players. Is a collective. Is the club. Is Pep Guardiola. Is the recruitment. Um, the coaching team. Everyone really. Because again, lack of effort, lack of cutting edge, no creativity, no fight, no heart, no desire. No one seems to be willing to run for their teammates. It's just a shambles all over the pitch. And I'm devastated, to be fair, because it's extremely sad to see how this team is falling. When you see Rodri getting 2 yellows in the space of 3 minutes, then you know something is happening at this football club. Something is happening in the dressing room. When you see the manager continue to play exactly the same way as the previous game, which wasn't working, then you know that he's not willing to change his way. And if he doesn't want to change his way of playing with a complete different type of players that he's recruiting, then we have to make a decision. Because I don't think these players are playing for him. I do not think these players are playing for him. And I think he changed because when you look at previous games, we were actually comfortable in giving out possession. If you guys go watch the game against Crystal Palace, the 3-0 against Palace away, they had most of the ball than us. But what we did, we sat back, we were absorbing the pressure. But as soon as we won the ball, counter attack. They didn't have any answer. Bournemouth, the same. Sit back, let them play in their own half. As soon as we win the ball back, let's break it. Now, we have the last few games, especially in 2026, we decided to go back to last season, or basically we decided to go back to Guardiola's philosophy, which is control the game, get the possession, tippy-tappy football, sideways, go on the side, pass to the wingers will put a cross in. It's like there were moments in that game where even club Bodo Glimt tried to press, like they lost the ball in our own half, yet we could not break it. We decided to play the ball back to the defenders, then the defenders played the ball back to Donnarumma, and we start the build up. And all the Bodo Glimt players, they just went to their own half and reset it. Where is this instruction coming from? How can we go from 3-4 passes, we are in a position box, we're scoring goals, to now we have to play a billion passes, side to side, backwards, sideways, in a space of weeks, just like that? Don't tell me we've got injuries at the back. It's not down to injuries. Is it because Rodri's back and Rodri needs to be more on the ball? Because when we had Nico Gonzalez, his job was just to win the ball back, and the attacking players were doing the job. But now everything seems to go through Rodri, and Rodri dictates the whole game. What is it? Is it Rodri coming back that we had to change our football? Or is the manager just decide, right, okay, we can play counter-attack football. However, my identity and my philosophy is possession-based football. Because if that's the case, then we need to get rid of half of these players, because you've bought players like Semenyo, like Marmoush, like Doku, yeah, like Cherky. They are transition footballers. They play in transition. They play in a counter attack. That's what they're comfortable with. They're not comfortable on 100 passes, 100 billion touches, then pass it to Rico Lewis. That's not the strongest attribute. Go and watch Semenyo's goal for Bournemouth. It's counter attack. He's gonna make the runs. You just need to find him. You put Semenyo, you ask him to play down the right hand side, and you ask him to do the same job as Bob, which is hold the width, try to take 3, 4 players on and put a cross in the box for Haaland. That's just Savio. That's the same instruction as Savio. That's the same instruction you give to Bob. You can't tell me. No one in this fan base can turn around and say, "Oh, Semenyo was poor." When you look at the way he's being neutralized, it's completely different to what he's good at. Haaland stopped making runs in behind. Why is that? It's because he knows that the ball's not going to come to him. Is Rico Lewis going to put the ball forward? No, not really. Doku, before he got injured, because Doku came back against Chelsea. Before he got injured, Doku was playing more inside. He was going inside. Sometimes he was going on the right to put crosses in. Sometimes he was playing on the left. But he had the freedom to be himself. But now, Doku has gone back to what we know, which is a touchline winger, try to take a man on, go on the byline and put a cross that can't even get past the first man. If you are a manager and you know that your two centre halves or your two main centre halves are injured, and you've got two young lads playing at the back, any sensible person would say, okay, these are two young lads in Max Elneny and Kusanov. I haven't got me right back, so if I play Rico Lewis in there, then that means we're going to be vulnerable at the back. Even with Nathan Ake's experience, his legs are gone. So you have a lot of question mark regarding your back four. But this is the back four you have at this right moment in time. So you play them. But as a manager, if you've got a lot of question marks about your back line, considering the injuries, you would solidify your midfield. You would not go with one single defensive midfielder and isolate him for the entire game. If this is the back line you want to go with, then you need to solidify your midfield. I.e., either you play Rodri and Nico Riley in a double pivot and ask Nico Riley to help out Rodri off when we don't have the ball and also help with the defensive line because Nico Riley's been playing left back, so he knows how to defend, he can run. But you've decided last night or the past few games you're going with the midfield with Rodri, Bernardo and Foden. Two players in front of him who can't defend. They're just running around, really. Don't misunderstood, guys. Defending with running around the pitch. You can be running all for 90 minutes without having to defend. Defenders win the ball back. Defending wins your duels. And them two, i.e. Foden and Bernardo, they don't do it. So Rodri that just came back from a long-term injury, you're asking him to do the entire defensive work in that midfield. Why? I know you asked Nico Gonzalez, but Nico Gonzalez being fresh and is younger than Rodri, can still run. Even Nico Gonzalez was struggling in some games. Remember when we went to Forest away, we were getting opened up in midfield. Newcastle, even at Real Madrid. So if you've got a player, your main holding midfielder just came back from an injury, you would actually, and you've got a backline that is depleted, any sensible person would solidify that midfield. Nico Riley played holding midfielder against Newcastle away in the Carabao Cup first leg. So that means he can play that position alongside Rodri. Why are we not trying that? Why is Pep not trying that? You came out last night and said, "Oh, I haven't got my wingers, Savim and Doku. I haven't got my wingers." Doku was on the bench. The only reason you didn't bring him on is because you were down to 10 men. And the fact that you've mentioned Savio is a disgrace. It's a disgrace because Savio is not good enough to pay for this football club. I would rather you have a player like McCade on a bench than you have a bunch of nobodies in there. Rico Lewis in 2026. So you reverse back to using Rico Lewis the same way as you were using him last season when we were struggling. When you look at our goalkeeper, we force him to play out the back, even though when we bought the goalkeeper, we all knew him from saving shots. We don't know Donnarumma from playing out the back, really. Let's face it. That's not why we bought him. But yet you force him to play to be like Ederson. Do you know what I mean? Mazzolini has been playing right. He was playing right back for the academy before he went out on loan at Watford. So if you haven't got Nunes, why don't you play Mazzolini at right back? Cristiano Vinacke, and either play 8-0 at left back, his position, and then in midfield you go Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, and Cherki in front of him. Do you know what I mean? At least you've got the experience of Nathan Akin there, and you've got Aït-Nouri, who's an experienced player. He's been playing for quite a while. He's an international player. He was just playing in AFCON for his international team, and he's been playing in this country for a number of years. Then you've got your Rodri, and you've got Nico O'Reilly to support Rodri. Yeah, Nico O'Reilly will be alongside Rodri, just telling Rodri, "Don't worry, I'm here. I'll help you win this midfield battle." Last night we were playing 2-1-7 formation. The game before we were playing 3-1-6. Just a lot of players going forward, no one in behind, no one standing back in case we suffer any counter attack. Everyone just go forward, and then when we lose the ball, they don't run back. You've seen these problems. You've seen that against Sunderland. You've seen that against Chelsea. You've seen that against Brighton. Yet you're not fixing them. Why? Big up Kumar. I believe in Pep. I hope he turn this around. But we'll leave at the end of the season, say Lilith. Big up Blue Mooner. I knew that we would be totally embarrassed last night. You were here yesterday, and we were here in the afternoon, yesterday afternoon, and we said it. Tonight is going to be a very difficult game because they will play exactly the same as Man United. And I can tell you again, Wolves will play the same as Man United. They will watch Man United Bodo Glimt. They will play exactly the same. Sit back, hit them in a counter. Because if you guys go and watch when we play Wolves in the first game of the season, look at the first 20 minutes. They were sitting back. They were at home. They were sitting back. They were hitting us on the counter. They scored 2 goals from which was disallowed by offside. What's been the difference between Man United and Bodo Glimt? Man United also scored 2 goals, which was disallowed by VAR with an offside. Bodo Glimt yesterday also scored 2 goals that were disallowed, but they were trying to do the same thing. Yeah, Wolves. Yeah, at the beginning of the season, they were also playing transition against us, and they scored 2 goals that was disallowed. They will do exactly the same on Saturday. Do we have do you have the answer to stop that? Or we just gonna right? Okay, let's just keep the ball, invert into midfield, just pass it sideways, get into Doku. Doku, we've got 2 players in front of him. Another touch, another touch, another touch, then lay it backwards. Or then another touch, run the ball out of play, go on try to go on the byline. How many times have you seen Doku run the ball out of play this season? A lot, really. It's not good enough, man. Not good enough. Yeah. Big up, Lily. How have you been outclassed, out play by a team that hasn't won a league in the league phase, won a game in the league phase? That's the problem. See, Pep Guardiola came out and said, "Oh, they're a very good opponent. They're very difficult. They're brilliant opponents. They haven't won a game up until yesterday. They lost 3 games and drew 3. They were sitting 34th in the table. Don't tell me they're good. They're shit. You make them look good. Just like United, you made them look good. And just like any this opposition, you're making them look good. Don't tell me. Where is Feyenoord? We drew the Feyenoord 3-3. Where are they? Like last season. Where is Fire? Are they even in the Champions League this season? Where's Feyenoord? Of course they're not. They're crap. We're making this opposition look good. They shit. Come on, man. What we doing here? Big up, Steve, man. Yeah, man. I'm good, bro. Hope you're well. No, we're not serious, man. We're not serious. It's pathetic, honestly. We might play in the playoffs. If we do play in the playoffs, yeah, what's the difference between this season and last season? Because even if we, let's face it, even if we beat Galatasaray next weekend, next week, we can still finish outside. We can still finish outside the top 8 because Atletico Madrid is playing tonight. Atalanta is playing. Liverpool are playing tonight. Newcastle, Chelsea, Barcelona, Marseille, Juventus, Galatasaray, PSV, all them teams, yeah. Well, not so much Galatasaray, but yeah, up until the Barcelonas, they're all playing tonight, yeah. And if they win, they all go above us. We could find ourselves sitting 15th by 10 p.m. tonight. 15th. Regardless whether we go and beat Galatasaray, if the teams above us, or if the teams in the top 8, they win their games and the remaining games, we're done. We're in the playoffs. Are we going to go through again what happened last season? Because we're going to face, I don't even think what it matters, to be fair, because at the end of the day, if we play the playoffs again, we're going to get knocked out. So what's the difference to last season? Because this fan base keep telling me that it's so much different this season, and the performance has been night and day. Has it really? There've been games where we play well this season, i.e., Liverpool, Bournemouth, Dortmund. Yeah, but us last season we also played well in certain games. If we got into playoffs this season, what's the difference from this season and last season? Because we beat Real Madrid 2-1. What's the difference? It's the same. It's playoff. And in the league, At this point last season, we had 38 points with 11 wins. 11 wins, 5 draws, 6 defeat. This season, 22 games played, 13 wins, 4 draws, 5 defeats. What's the difference? Same crap. Right? Different players, same shit. Same tactics, same way of playing, same results, really. What are we doing here? Sick and tired of it. So we got Jarvis, man. From 4-3-2-1 direct system, he switched to 4-1-4-1. Position system is crazy. This man is just bigger. Is bigger than the coaching staff. What's the point of changing the backroom staff? Not much really. I told you. He makes his own decision. At the end of the day, yeah, he's gonna die on his system. He's gonna die on his system, and in his philosophy. Because football is evolving, and you gotta evolve with times, man. Yeah, no one is playing this tippy tap football anymore. Even when I was watching Bayern Munich and Arsenal, Bayern Munich wasn't even press Arsenal the way we just go and press the opposition. They drop a couple of yards back, move as the ball was moving to one side to the other, and then when they want the ball, they hit them on the break. That's how football is going now. They don't want to play tiki-taka football. They don't want to have possession. Last night we had 72% possession, and we were 3-0 down. 72% possession with 3-0 down. What are we doing with the ball? One shot on target with 72% possession. Even the commentators say sit down, doing too many side to side. It is boring, man. It's like, I swear to God, yeah. When you watch a Man City, yeah, if you're watching from home, yeah, or even if you're in the stadium, you can you can get up and go to the toilet for like 5 minutes, come back. You won't miss anything really. It's pathetic. Yeah. Big up Zoro. Yeah, I'm trying to ask my United friends how do they keep their sanity while surviving Amorim? Man. Doc was doing a good job before, threatening half space in narrow zone. Sutherland back to hugging touch line with an outlet. Exactly. Exactly me. I believe Pep can change it again. Do you? What makes you believe that? Because if he can, he would not change what was working. Don't tell me it's the injuries at the back, man. No, don't. O'Reilly should start in midfield, play another left back. Rico Lewis, brother, if I could terminate his contract tonight, I would. I don't want to see Rico Lewis anywhere near this team. Anywhere near this team, bro. Big up Banana. Yesterday was worse than the derby. I think the derby, at least you can argue. Yeah. Yesterday was unexcusable. Why are coaching staff not spoke or argue with the gaffer about technical lineup? Well, if they do, they're getting sacked. You can't argue with Pep. You know, you look at the back end before, yeah. You look at before when we were winning football matches, you could see that even Pep Linders and Colo Touré like getting up in there, like having discussion with Pep, or even having a discussion with the players. Now they all just sitting there, sucking their chair, nothing. I feel like they're not even allowed to get into um the touchline anymore. They're just sitting there. We concede the goal. Yeah, they're sitting there on the iPad playing Simpson. Yeah, and then they just letting Pep do whatever he wants, really. Do you know what I mean? Because any sense any other coach would not put up with Rico Lewis with his sort of tactics and way of playing, man. This is embarrassing. Yeah. We had what was his name? Juan Lilo. What's the difference between Juan Lilo when we had him last season and now the way we playing football, the way we defending? It's like we don't even have coaching staff in at this football club. It's just jarring, man. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he played well in that midfield. That's Nico Riley's position. Nico Riley only started playing left back, yeah, to fill in a hole. That was last season, yeah. And this season we playing when in the game against Wolves, and a game against Brighton, and the game against no, was it? He got off injured against Spurs, didn't he? Or was it Brighton? He was playing left back, and O'Reilly was coming on off the bench to play in the midfield. Yeah, we lost 8-0. O'Reilly was doing a brilliant job at left back, but now, yeah, you don't have your defenders, and you've got 8-0 in there. You put 8-0 back at left back, and you put O'Reilly in midfield alongside the DM to protect that back line. It's not that hard. But no, you don't want to do that because you want to continue to play your favourites like Bernardo Silva in midfield and Foden, and you only want to play with one holding midfielder because you know if you put O'Reilly midfield alongside Rodri, and if you play Doku and Semenyo, then the midfield only got one spot left. I.e., you have to flip a coin between Foden and Bernardo. Bernardo is your captain and is your favourite player, so you don't want to leave him out. And Foden is your star boy that can turn up. It hasn't been turning up since Christmas. Do you know what I mean? But you're still persistent with him. And he's affecting the whole team. I've seen him, yeah, dropping the bullets with KDB, Gundo, putting them on the bench when they're not performing. Mahrez sitting on the bench. Jack Grealish on the bench. Bernardo Silva, Foden, they've been dropping stinkers since Palace. But they understand 11 week in, week out. Oh, we got no one else to play. Oh, no, we do have people to play. We do have a squad. Oh, these players are not. Oh, it's always an excuse. There is always an excuse to protect the fans' favourites and the manager's favourite. There's always an excuse. Oh, Foden needs to play. Hopefully, he can score a goal, get his confidence back. Oh, he needs to be in this. No. This is an elite sport. If they're not performing, bench them. If poor performance carries on throughout the season after season, you sell them. Yeah, football nowadays is to pace and power, but we're moving slow. But yeah, man, listen, we were playing like that. That's the most frustration thing, bro. We were playing like that. Why all of a sudden the change? Because even when we were playing Chelsea with Ruben Diaz and Vardio, yeah, remember Chelsea, yeah, he went back to the side to side because I think that game against Sunderland where both teams were just like playing like both teams were playing counter attack football. I think he hate that game to a point where for him it was just chaotic, and he since that game we were like, oh, when we played. I remember when we played Chelsea at home was a New Year's Day. It was slow as well. Second half, slow, slow, slow. I feel like it was like a one team needs to be in control of the match, and this team needs to be us. Like needs to be my team, needs to be in control, needs to be having the ball, have the possession and whatnot. Fuck possession, bro. Go and kill teams, man. When was the last time we played a long ball? Bournemouth, Real Madrid, Palace. Yeah, it was Palace. Yeah, yeah. Oh, come on, man. They were 34th in the table, brother. Most of the signs are direct profile. Yeah. And he's buying that's the problem is he's buying these sort of players that fit in today's football. But he's forcing these players to play a style of play that he learned 100 years ago under Johan Cruyff. That was a million years ago. Forget about this. That football is done. Yeah, it was great. We won a lot of trophies, but it's done now. Teams are changing. Teams are evolving. Go and watch Vincent Company. Yeah. Why is it against United? Neither Semenyo or Doku were even trying to swap side. All right, Doku, you stay. You go on the right for a bit. I'm gonna go on the left. Why? Why there's no like any sort of inventiveness in our game? We play exactly the same way we play in the first half. We play exactly the same in the second half. Players are not allowed to change positions. Like it's mind blowing. How many times against Man United you saw Semenyo going to the right, Doku going to the left? None. We came out half time, 0-0. We're like, okay, make a few changes. Nothing. He played exactly the same way. Keep the ball side to side, get on the wingers. Wingers attempt to cross to a striker that he can't move. His movement has been shambles the past few games. Sick and tired of him, man. Yeah, exactly, Anna. It's the first. Oh man. Yeah, please. See, the problem is, yeah, and I said it yesterday, and I've been saying it in many streams. Yeah, players are allowed to go through a bad patch. Players can have bad performance. Yes. However, when is the entire team or the entire squad struggling, then we have a manager problem. When is a players are allowed to go through a bad patch, a player is allowed to go through a bad performance. When is the entire team that is struggling, then we have to look at what's the manager's doing. It's just simple as that. Patrick is I don't know what it is, to be honest with me. Mhm. Yeah, man, it would. It would. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I can see people saying on Next, oh, it's not Pep, oh, it's the players. Pep is not telling them to give the ball away. Pep is not telling them to miss passes, no scoring. Oh, it's no. This is any team, an entire planet can say the same. Any team that sacked their manager can also say the same. Oh, it's not the manager because the manager's not giving the ball away, or the manager's not the one missing chances. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can say that. Yeah? And I came across, yeah, I'm gonna share this, yeah. I came across this, yeah. This is a very good tweet, yeah, from Big Up Bevo. If you guys know him, he is on Not in My Life Stand with Luke. I'm gonna share this, yeah, because so LB, I think that was last night. LB tweeted, "I can't lie, guys. For the first time, I felt like this might be the beginning of the end. I didn't even feel that last year when we won 1 in 13, but I didn't even feel that last year when we won 1 in 13. I am Pepe out, and I hope he can turn it around, but I'm worried." And Bevo put a nice response. "I'm not worried. If this is the end of Pep reign at City, then it is what it is at this point. Thanks for the memories and everything we have won, and will go down without a doubt as City's greatest manager. But it's clearly not working, and elite teams with stronger mentalities move on. Pep has credit in the bank for everything he's done, but there comes a time where if it's not working, then we need to think about the future. Can't just continue with shit performance after shit performance and say, oh, it's okay. He won us the treble 3 seasons ago. He won us four in a row 2 years ago. He won Centurion Domestic Quad nearly 8 years ago. There has to come a time, there has to come a point where we stop bringing up the treble and living in the past. Time wait for no man and need to start living in the present, not in the past. That's a great tweet, man. I can't. That's why I put a like and retweet it, man. We cannot continue to live in the past and allow us to be embarrassed by everything, like any nobody that comes in. Chelsea team without manager, we couldn't get a win. Yeah, Man United with the bloody PE teacher, Michael Carrick, slapped us, outplayed us. Last night, Bodo Glint, I don't even know the players. Do you know what I mean? Some of them, they're part timers, like footballers, and they outplayed us. The manager Pep Guardiola had no answer. It feels like sometimes, yeah, we can have a, we can face a team with a dog as their manager in the sideline, and we're still struggling. Big up, Kale. I thought the emergency stream was later. Yeah, it'll be an emergency streaming later. 9 o'clock tonight. In the 9, I think, is it 9:15 tonight. This is just a therapy session. We do that every afternoon. When are we gonna stop being told about these players are tired by the happy club? These are new players. Jake is a new player. Bloody but now Foden had a year off it last season. He didn't play much. Reinders is a new player. Semenyo. Doku was injured most of the time last season. He's fresh. Aït-Nouri is a new player. Gussanov. He didn't. Is Gussanov tired? Really? Marmoush is not tired because we don't even play him. That's a lot of BS, man. No, man. What are we doing here? Ah, I'm just tired, man. Just tired. I don't know. Yeah, the problem is, yeah, the problem with this high line, people will come and say, "Oh, yeah, but we always play the high line anyway." Yeah, when you used to have a proper defenders, or when you've got your main defenders, you don't go out there and play a high line with Rico Lewis and Nathan Naki as a fullback, who both can't run. Can you imagine you had a bunch of 15-year-old at your back line and you tell them to play high line? You nuts. Oh, we can play a high line because we got Gusanov. Gusanov is only one player. What happened to the rest of them? Last night we were getting rinsed, bro. Rinsed. We couldn't even touch the ball. We won not duels. Every time we were winning the ball back, it was either if the ball was going out for a throw, an offside, yeah, or a goal kick. It's embarrassing, man. Big up Adam. Exactly. We've been saying that. Do you know what I mean? If he's not willing to change or adapt to how football is being playing today, then we have to move on. We have to get someone else because football doesn't stand still. Do you know what I mean? Like, go and watch Pep Guardiola last season at Barcelona. Mourinho came around with just counter-attack football and he had no response. Again, Foden, he had a purple patch. All his Foden sexuals, they came out and said, "Oh, that's why you never doubted him. Yeah, and I need an apologies. That's why he deserved 300 grand a week contract." Tell me this now. Does he deserve 300 k a week contract now? Does he? How come you not mention it? Oh, he's tired. Oh, he's got a broken arm. Excuses after excuses. The guy has always been inconsistent. Even in 23, 24, he was showing signs of inconsistency in his performance. And in that season, where everyone was saying he was brilliant, I said it. Watch Foden the moment he doesn't score. You will not see him in games. And it was like that even in his best season. It's been crap this season, and I don't want to hear no excuses. No excuses about his arm. No excuses about his personal problem. I don't want to hear none of this bullshit. He changed. But the problem is with Rodri, he has to play this way because Nico Gonzalez. When Nico Gonzalez was there, you were not seeing Nico Gonzalez being on the ball as much as Rodri. Nico Gonzalez's job was just win the ball back. Do you know what I mean? But Roger needs to be on the ball, and Rodri, defensively, he's been crap. Uh, yeah, exactly. They say that he can fuck off to Barca. Football's changing, bro. It's changing, man. You you have to recruit physical midfields that win duels, and you have to recruit fast players in the attack. We've recruited soft mid like Reinder doesn't win you any duels, but Reinder is the list of our problems. You still haven't Nunes and O'Reilly who are midfielders who can do a job in midfield. You've got the tools. Oh, anyway, yeah. Anyway, we've got it. We're gonna have an emergency meeting. It's already set up. Yeah. It's a 9:15. There'll be a few people in there. What's that? Yeah. So there'll be, I think, Luck is joining us. Nathaniel is also joining us. Curls is gonna be there. Hamza is joining us. So yeah. So yeah, tune in 9:15, emergency meeting. This is just not good enough, man. It's not good enough. Another game, another defeat. It's now been how many games we've played? Seven. 7 games, 2 wins against Exeter and Newcastle, 2 defeats, United and Bolton, and 4 draws. 4 draws, man. Not good enough, man. Not good enough. And then we're spending money. It's not like the club is not backing him. We're spending money. We gave him 4 players, 5 players in last January. Echeverri, Victor Reis, Kusanov, Marmoush, Nico Gonzalez. He's not 2 of them out. He sent them out on loan. Kusanov was not getting game time unless there was any injuries. Nico G he's been, to be fair, Nico G he's been massive for this team. And Marmoush is not getting game time. So only Nico G really, and Nico G is because Rod was injured. Is Nico G going to be starting when he comes back from injury, or it was just going to be one or the other? Are we going to try Marmoush with Haaland up front, or perhaps Marmoush in a false 9 and alongside Semenyo and Doku, like bring some chaos in the opposition box? Or are we just going to stick with Haaland because he's got a 10-year contract? Is Nuri going to get a game time? Is Cherki going to be playing consistent in this team? Because 1 minute he's on the bench, the next minute he's starting. We don't know what's happened to Reinders. He started well in the season. We've had a poor game ever since that Aston Villa game where he played in the number 6. He's not been the same player. What's happening there? Mm-hmm. Well, we've got now Matty Gay is going to play on Saturday, and then we've got Semenyo. Are we going to see something different? Because something needs to change. Something has to change. We can't carry on like that. Get gaslight. How do you call it? Pass away from. Listen, man, don't listen to these people, man. We haven't even got match winners in our squad. Remember, like KDB, Maris, out of nowhere, they would just win us the football game. Gundo, like Alvarez. Now we've got a bunch of bums. Right? I would rather, have a Mukasa, give Mukasa some game time rather than watching Foden just doing fuck all on the pitch. He's not gonna do it, man. Kenny, he's not gonna do it, bro. I know him. I know how he thinks. But I told you before, even when we were winning, he will always go back to what he wants. It's been poor since he qualified since the international break where he qualified for the World Cup. It's been absolute shambles, mate. Changing system of formation is irrelevant as long as the principle of play remain the same. Yeah, you're not wrong there, bro. You're not wrong there. You know he will, bro. You know he will. You know he will. Mhm. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because let's face it, yeah. What would you guys do? Let's say if we don't win against Wolves. Let's say if we go play Wolves on Saturday and it's another draw. Imagine if the Wolves beat us. If we lose to Wolves, yeah, forget the draw. If we lose to Wolves, would you change him now, or would you give him to the end of the season? Because the next games are Galatasaray. Sorry, not Galatasaray, which we're under pressure because we throw away a game, the Leverkusen game. Because if we had we won against Leverkusen, we would not be in this situation. And Gunder's coming back. He'll show you levels. Yeah. Then if we lose to Wolves, our next two games away in the Premier League are Liverpool and Spurs and Liverpool away from home. What then? Even if we draw, because I said it before, if we have to win our games because Arsenal were going to drop points, and Arsenal's got Man United in on the weekend, they will drop more points. But are we good enough to capitalize on that? Are we good enough to win football matches? Because so far we played 2 home games, 2 away games, not win, 1 defeat, 3 draws. Roman should say if we lose to Wolves, it's over. It's over what? What is it that is over? The title race? The season? What is it? Hmm? What is it that is over? Anyway, yeah. Listen, man. I'm gonna go now. Big up everyone that tuned in. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the channel as well. Emergencies meeting. 9 o'clock. Tonight. And yeah, man, we're gonna be listening to what people has to say. I'm not gonna say anything in emergency meeting. To be fair, I'm gonna just be there, listen to to people's opinions and because at the end of the day, I'm just tired. I'm tired, man. I I thought he would adapt to transition teams after the Club World Cup because let's not forget Al Hilal. The way Al Hilal cut us apart, there's no difference to what Man United did. There's difference to what Aston Villa did, Newcastle, Bodo Glint, and even Forest when we play Forest. And then a lot of teams will just follow, man. See, when we were in that 1 in 13, team was just following the previous team blueprint, and they were getting results. They were getting the wins, and so yeah, it is what it is. To be honest, I can't be asked anymore with this team, man. I just want to see something different, man. Just want to see. To be fair, mate, I just feel like the players, even the fan base, they need something different. They need a new voice. In a touchline, they need to see a different football, different style of playing, different football. And right now we're not getting them. We get there for 1 or 2 games, then we go back to what we to the same old bullshit. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Yeah. Anyway, Yeah, big up everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you on 9 o'clock tonight, man.
No, nigga. How about this? How about y'all wake up, get the dick out your face, move the dick and balls out your face so you can see and realize this fucking team is put together horrible. Horrible.